division of work in this series. Okay, so this is the 10th one. Total we have 14. 9 we have already discussed. This is the 10th one. Division of work. We already know the meaning of these two terms. What is the meaning of work? What is the meaning of division? Division means divide something among some people. Okay, so here division of work means that any work, all kind of work should be divided into small tasks, into small pieces, and should be given to some competent person who can do it in the best possible way. Okay, so in that way what happens, the organizational goals are achieved sooner, within time, and with efficiency as well, right? So Henry Fayol stated that there should be proper division of the work, okay, and the as per the capability of the person, as per his qualification. Okay, so if somebody is having high qualification, then as per his capability and qualification, that kind of work will be given to him. Okay, just because of this reason, big organizations have departmentalization in their organization. Fine, there is, you can name it as specialization, as we learned in the coordination as well. The same point is applied here as well. Okay, for finance activity, there is a finance head, there is a finance department. So whatever the work related to finance is there, that will be given to only finance department, and the specialist who is the head of that department will be handling that, right? That is what the meaning of this. Okay, so by this what happens, what are the positive aspect of this? Positive aspect are that if you give the work to that person only who can do it in the best possible way, then definitely you are doing that work in the best way and in the earliest way. So company is gaining efficiency. Okay, and if you divide the work among those people again and again, so those people again, by doing those activities again and again, they become specialized and efficient in handling that kind of situation, handling that kind of work. Okay, so it leads to specialization, it leads to efficiency. Okay, and if we do not apply this principle, then what consequences will happen? Consequences like obviously there will be inefficiency in the organization. Okay, and the goals may not be achieved in proper time. That will be there. Fine, and there will be a lack of coordination as well, right? So you can understand this by one example. Say for example, you need to organize one function at your home. Okay, and in that function what happens, you want somebody to give dance performance. So obviously this kind of task you would like to give to only that person who can perform dance, so that all the people may admire the performance and the party becomes successful. Okay, the same situations, conditions are followed in the organization as well. Okay, if any kind of project has been undertaken and there is some kind of a specific job which can be done only by a specific person in the organization, so that job is handed over to only that person, so that the efficiency remains in the organization and the target is achieved. All right, so this was all about this principle. Now let's move on to another principle. So the next principle in this series is E for equity. Equity means, you can call it equality as well, but the principle's name is equity. Equity means a manager should not do any kind of discrimination with any employee of the organization on the basis of his caste, religion, gender, or his own belief, or nationality, race, or any other basis of the discrimination, right? Okay, means every worker, employee working in the organization must get the same reputation, prestige, respect from the side of the employer. Okay, it should not happen that just because that the particular employee is female, that's why she is not being promoted, or it should not be like that somebody belongs to a lower section of the society, that is why he is not being promoted or appreciated, or his salary is not being hiked. That should not happen. Okay, if these things are taking place, then definitely the organization is not going on the right track, and sooner or later the organization will start having the problems. All right. So Henry Fayol said that there should be no discrimination on any kind of basis. There should be proper judgment situations in the organization. Okay, and there should be environment in which everybody should work happily without thinking about any kind of discrimination or societal differences or any other kind of thing which creates difference among the people. Okay, so by applying this principle, what happens? The positive aspects are that what happens in the organization, the environment remains cordial. There are the, you can say, cordial relationship between employer and employees. Fine. And the employees always remain motivated, satisfied, and they are willing to perform better. Okay, they can give better productivity. Fine. In the absence of this principle, say for example, if somebody does not apply this principle, then what happens? Then cordial relation between employer and employee may not take place. Okay, and employee will remain dissatisfied, and as and when he gets a chance, he will be moved from the organization. Okay, I would like to give you one example here. Suppose there is a boy, okay, and he has joined one organization and he belongs to lower section of the society. Fine. Now what happens? He has joined there. So instead of appreciating his efforts, that from very far distance in his family nobody has been educated up to this level he has reached, instead of appreciating, people are humiliating. Okay, again and again his superiors are passing comments that you people are from the lower group, you do not know how to behave, how to do, why the hell you have come into our organization, blah blah things. And at many places the discrimination happens with that person. So what happens? The person definitely, however being very much capable, talented, he will not be able to focus on his work, because that is what the human tendency. Okay, that is, his psychology will get disturbed, and when his psychology gets disturbed, then he cannot focus on his work as he is supposed to. So in that case, organization is going to suffer, the person is going to suffer. So this is not worth praising thing. So that is why Henry Fayol said that such kind of thing should be avoided. There should not be any kind of discrimination in the organization on the basis of caste, religion, gender, or any other basis. Understood? So this is all about this principle. Now let's move on to another principle. Alright then. The next principle is in the series, E stands for Espirit De Corps. You'll find a bit unique or strange term. Fine. Actually, this is a French term. There is a French phrase, Espirit De Corps. Okay. And corps means group, D means of, and spirit means spirit. Okay, so you can say that spirit of group, or we can define it better, team spirit, right? One more thing is there, we instead of I. See, what happens? It is recommended that instead of using I in the conversation, okay, a manager or an employer must use the word we while having conversation with his employees. Okay, so that what happens, by doing so, he gives rise to the team spirit. Okay, he also become participant. If I am using the word I, it means I am talking about only me. But when I am using the word we, it means I am including myself also with you. Okay, so it shows a kind of team spirit, that I am also the participant. I am not away from you. Okay, so that kind of sense of belongingness comes in the mind of the employees who are working. Okay, and it creates a team spirit among them all. They all start feeling that we all belong to the same organization as we belong to a family, and just as they remain in their family, and for the welfare of the family, they just go sometime beyond the limit and do everything. They just go extra mile. Okay, so the same case will be applied in the organization as well, because they feel a kind of sense of belonging, because they think that their employee or superior, he is also the part of ours. Okay, so that kind of feeling has to be promoted, and that promotion can be done only by the superior or by the top level managers or by any kind of manager or employer. Okay, he has to make that kind of environment in the organization that everybody should be ready to cooperate with each other, and he himself, he means the employer, he himself is ready to cooperate. Okay, and a kind of good environment is there, so that what happens if somebody is facing any difficulty in performing any task, however the whole responsibility of completing that task is belonging to some particular person, but if he is facing difficulty and there are other members who are having team spirit, so they willingly come forward to cooperate him, to support him, and ultimately what happens, the organizational common goals are achieved. Fine, so that kind of feeling has to be created, and by whom it will be created, it will be created by the employer. Okay, it creates very good environment, very congenial environment for the entire group of people who are working there. Okay, so what are the positive aspect of it? Positive aspects, you can simply say, like you can take the example of a cricket team. In a cricket team, you know very well there are 11 players playing, and they all have to perform like a team. Fine, sometimes it may be possible that if somebody is batting and he is thinking about making his own centuries and he is not thinking about the current situation of the match, he is not thinking about winning the match, then what happens, he is not focusing on the common goal. The common goal is what, at that point of time, of all the players who are playing the game, just to win that particular match. Okay, so that is what, so that team spirit has to be there. Same case is there in the organization, the team spirit has to be there. The people may not think about themselves, they think about everyone, they think about the entire goal, and that comes when they have the feeling of team spirit in their heart, in their mind. Okay, they are not selfish, they are selflessly working for the organization. Okay, so that is what positive aspect of this is, what, the very cordial relationship between employer and employees, and the harmony remains in the organization, and the sense of cooperation remains among them all. And what are the negative points of that? Negative point, all these points will become negative. Unhealthy relationship between employer and employees. Okay, and the employees will remain dissatisfied. Fine, there will be no kind of feeling of operations and coordination, so that kind of negative aspect will be there. So it is all about this principle. Now let's move on to another principle.